them, if you take the quiz, this quiz, you're gonna have your S10A certification.
I asked Francine brought that up downstairs. And she was like, should we send out the quiz at the end? And I was, yeah, and I said, I don't know. And she said that she wasn't sure if that was a good idea. She thought maybe not because they have to have like other criteria to be able to get that S10A, right? So they have to be like in the SDC or whatever. So she thought better not.
But kind of moving forward, so anybody we gave a presentation to who is an SDC para, can we just, is that quiz done? Or
Okay, you know what?
To see if we. Yeah, we don't want that.
Testing. Testing. Testing.
Volume.
Testing.
I have my volume off.
Testing.
Okay, I'll unmute. So blah, 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 blah. And it's closed captioning me. Do you see closed caption?
I can't hear you.
well, I turn my volume down.
My volume's all the way up. Say something. Emily.
Can you hear me?
Only echoes.
You can hear me.
So we're on now, right? My volume, but if I'm muted. I'm muted, but my volume is.
Yeah, but you can just turn, if we all just keep everything off.
Yeah,
it'll
no,
be
I was just
fine.
checking to see. right?
So
Or I don't know. No, I'm like
I
really
can't hear
asking.
me through the presentation.
We just want to make sure someone can hear her. Oh, I was able to hear you, so it should work for headphones. Anybody?
Yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is EJ Picarillo, and I am a speech and language pathologist
I
and
should
AT and
add
AAC
that.
specialist for the Capital Region Education Council, or CREC, in Connecticut.
we had quite a ride. We didn't know what hit us. We were tasked with finding resources for speech therapists. We couldn't find them. We couldn't find resources. So as we realized that they didn't exist, we started talking about, wow, if they did exist, or if we did create a resource for core vocabulary, what would it look like? So we sort of put a template together. Then we compiled a list of words that went across a school year. And we chose 16 level 1 basic words, 16 level 2 more advanced words for each month of the school year. So after we created the template, I was talking to Dr. Gloria Soto about it, and she asked Carol Zangari, who has the Practical AAC website, if she thought that it would be beneficial to put on her site, and she said it did. So then we had a deadline. So many evenings up until 3 a.m. creating these packets. It was exciting though, and we learned a lot about core vocabulary, but it was time consuming. So after a few months and after many postings where we asked core contributors to join us, 25 core contributors in total joined us, and many are from our very district. And Molly is here today, as well as Jamie, who helped us. And without them, we would not be where we are today. So we really thank them, and we couldn't have done it without them. Some of the core contributors, Jamie's here today. She thought that the school year of core would help speech pathologists and teachers find specific ways to implement core vocabulary together. And Diana thought that the beauty of the school year of core was that from a beginner in AAC to an expert would find it beneficial. And Beth Kinney, this was very special, a special education teacher from Hershey, Pennsylvania, joined us, and she even added math, lessons and science. That having the teachers, help us with our resources really helped us to, reach a wider audience, and we all learned from each other, which was great. We often worked in groups. There's a video that I would love to show you. If we have time, maybe we can return to that. But anyway, that's what, so it takes a village, and we're very grateful that our core contributors joined us. So these resources are not just for SLPs or teachers, but they were written so that anybody could pick them up and use them. A parent, anybody, a paraeducator, a classroom teacher. We wanted these resources to be readily accessible. And we wanted to make sure we targeted different learning styles too, because we know that our students learn differently. Some visual, some auditory, some tactile, kinesthetic. We wanted to incorporate that, and you will see how we did so in the various activity packets and the different activities that we shared so far. Because, why core vocabulary? And this slide was created by the one of the original creators, Elisa Lego, who is not here today, but she is a full-fledged speech pathologist, I can tell you. And so is Beth Lytle. That each word holds so much unique power. We really want to support our students in sharing meaningful messages and connecting with others, because we all know that without words, it's really difficult to connect. And we all use AAC, whether we're texting or, so things are much more accessible. And we want, we know that, having opportunities for students to learn in specific and explicit ways really does help. And so as you are thinking about the resources and, reflecting on maybe how you might implement some of the resources, maybe you might want to think about, how would you teach the word hello? Would that be something that you would do in circle, or would that be something that you would do in the first day of school and maybe have a big symbol, or, use the gesture? That's a little bit easier than excited or nervous, which are very important words for all of our students, especially students who may fall on the autism spectrum. And, expressing our feelings, especially with all the, social emotional learning that we are focusing on pre and post pandemic, sharing our feelings is vital. So I'm going to turn this over to Molly, who can talk about core vocabulary, myths, and truths as a refresher.
Thanks, Michaela. Can everyone hear me okay? Do I see thumbs up? Thumbs down? Thumbs up. Great. Thanks, Daly. Good to see you here. Mrs. A. We had a question in the chat from Linda Plack. She asked, please define SYOC and AAC. So those are really good questions. If you're unfamiliar, these acronyms, SYOC stands for School Year of Core. And this is the program that Michaela headed. It's kind of an outline that we're going to share with you today. And AAC, thanks Nicole, stands for Augmentative and Alternative Communication, which is any way that you are able, you might communicate without using spoken words or formal American Sign Language or another foreign sign language system. So has anybody heard of the difference between core words and fringe words? I know we don't have any SLPs in here today. They're all at orientation. So some myths and truths between core vocabulary and fringe vocabulary. So let's go to the next slide. So is this a myth or a truth? Put it in the chat. Core vocabulary consists of mostly of about 200 words and is mostly nouns. What do you guys think? You all think? Any votes? Myth or truth? Myth. Myth. Woohoo!
Oh, we have a great audience out there.
Excellent. Okay, let's go to the next page. See, were you right? Yeah, you were right. That is a myth. Core vocabulary consists of upwards of 350 or more words, right? So if you've seen our little core boards, they probably don't have that many words on them, but core words we use to express about 80 to 85% of what we say. So we're not thinking about words like hamburger or blue or sweater. We're thinking about words like not, go, all, in, me. Let's look at the next one. So myth or truth, vote in the chat. Core vocabulary can be used in almost any situation, unlike fringe vocabulary, which is more specific, like cookies, goldfish.
Very good.
Oh, we've got some good answers over here. Truth, truth, truth. Yeah, let's go to the next page. Truth. Core vocab can be used in a lot of different scenarios and settings. You can combine core words to create novel utterances, increasing your syntax and semantics. So in other words, you can only put together French fry and burger in so many ways, right? But you can put together core words together to mean a lot of different things and express a lot of different functions. So I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with the concept of different communication functions, but you might often hear that we want kids to request when they're first learning how to talk. And it's important to think about other ways that we communicate beyond requesting, especially if you imagine young kids that are just learning to talk, they might not always be asking for the French fry. They might be saying, look, or me or hey. So communication functions go way beyond requesting. All right, I'll hand it back over to Michaela.
All right, so thank you so much, Molly. That was awesome. And thank you everybody for participating in the Myth and Truth. So what is it? And thank you for your questions. What is AAC? I'm so sorry I didn't address that. What is it? And SYOC, we're going to use interchangeably for school year, of course. It's a teaching resource containing rich activity packets. So we call them activity packets, and they're about 10 to 12 pages per word, sometimes 5. And it's a monthly posting of 16 level 1 and level 2 core words associated with the months of the year. There are simple charts for monthly core words that you can post with various symbols based on various communication apps that your students might be using. And there are also training materials for the team to learn strategies to help students. So this can be a training resource for you. There's lots of AAC strategies that we're going to be talking about, just like modeling and, making the device available, those types of things, all those things that you're already doing. But these just provide more resources for you. So how it's organized, there are the level 1, level 2 words corresponding to the months of the year. So let's say for August, we wanted to, in level 1 words, this could be a person who's just beginning to use a device or somebody who's a beginning communicator. We want to work on the pronoun I or me or hello, because we're starting school, or goodbye. So get the arrival, departure, really focus on the word help. If they need to, if there's something wrong, or they need to go somewhere, or they want to stop something. So we want to work on those self-regulation words. We want the word want to request or play, because that's so important, especially because this really is more geared towards a younger population. And other words like that and out and in and more and all done, bathroom, take a break. We also had phrases and wash, especially, with COVID. We thought that that was timely at the time, but, we're still, doing those precautions. And then if you look at September, we get more into a different, we took like a pronoun each month, because for students, especially on the autism spectrum, it's really challenging to learn pronouns at the same time. So really focusing on different pronouns each month. And of course, eating and drinking, sit, down, finish, name. Now, we separated these words, as I said, by month. You do not have to follow our schedule. You can do it however you want to do it. So this is a suggestion. And, I would love for you to look at all those level 1 words, but as you can see, you can use these words in any type of situation across the school day. Here are the level 2 words, as you see, more abstract. Something is funny, you could comment, you want to go outside or inside, getting more into emotions like angry, laugh, nervous, easy, and hard. These are very important for our students to tell us what's going on with them so that we can help them. Or the earlier, the better. In November, we thought, maybe there'd be a lot of cooking going on. So we chose the words and sort of put them together so that it would be easier for each person. In December, shopping, leave, wrap, drive. Maybe somebody's driving somewhere to go see grandma for Christmas, or flying. What do you believe? What do you wish for? February, we talked a lot about Black History Month. It's beautiful, it's special. What do you imagine? Of course, MLK, I have a dream. So it took us about a month to pick these words, believe it or not. We just kept, I woke up this morning and I thought of this, or we were talking and we would say, we definitely need this word. So It was actually fun. But getting back to core words, our list, no core word list provides all of the words that you may need. So something that you really think is important may not be on our list. And please feel free to add it, because core vocabulary expansion really never ends. And so that's the good news and the bad news. But there's lots of room to grow, and there's lots of ways to use the core words, and lots of words have multiple meanings and multiple ways that you can use them. That's what we found out when we created these activity packets. So let's get into the resources. We'd like you to think of this as something to add to your toolkit. And as a toolkit, everybody does well with visuals. I know I need visuals. The first part of the school year of core contains symbol charts. And for August, we used the symbol sticks as an example. You can write the dates that you've introduced the words. And then we also have a sheet just without the symbol, but you could do check or minus if the student has achieved that word. So it's sort of a data collection form as well. So these are the forms that we have available to you. I know many people have a word of the week. We wanted to leave it open. So, I would propose 4 words a week, but that is up to you as teachers, educators, speech therapists. If you teach 1 core word a week at the end of a 40-week school year, you would have 40 words. If you taught 4 words a week, you would have 160 words. So that would be awesome to teach, 160 words over the school year. And so much of teaching is a lot of incidental learning too. So you might really want to focus on one of the words, but incidentally really focus, and having that visual helps with that. So suggestions for incorporating the symbol charts, and please anybody weigh in. They're visual reminders. You could post them on the wall and laminate them, or in a sheet protector, circle the words you want to focus on in erasable ink. You might want to print out the symbol charts with various different symbols that your students using. And you could print them all out for the year so you don't have to ever do it again. And any other ideas? I want to leave it open to anybody to call out. Do you find so far any questions on the core words, the symbol charts, and what we have talked about so far? We have a question.
The question is from Alma in the chat. It says, can we access these symbol charts and what site?
Oh, no problem. We will go over that in a few minutes. It's on Practical AAC and AAC Language Lab. And there's a slide that's just focused on just Googling Practical AAC School Year of Core, and then the month. And there's also an introduction, which we will show you in a few minutes. So the next part of our school year of core, we have the symbol charts. Now we have the strategy of the month. Of course, there are 10 months in the school year, so we have 10 of them. The first one is aided language stimulation. So in Practical AC, there's a very extensive, strategy of the month training materials. Not so much on the AAC Language Lab, so I will show you how that differs. But for those of you who do not know what aided language stimulation is, and it's very important, it's how we model using AAC with our students, because what goes in, we have to model what they're using in order for them to learn how to express it. So with a student who speaks, of course, we use verbal speech. For a student who uses AAC, we model with AAC because that is their language. Now, many students use a variety of speech, and AAC. So that's why when we model, we also speak. And when we do aided language stimulation, we may say a whole sentence, but we may only model a few words on their device because let's face it, it's hard to locate every word. But if we locate and show them the core word that we're focusing on, that would be really helpful. Anything you do is going to help. That's the truth. And thank you for all that you do. So the strategies that we have are numerous, but some that come to mind, we're going to be talking about in a few minutes. Let me see. So I am going to go back in here and I'm going to open up the Practical AC website. Does everybody see that? Okay, so this is our introduction to the school year of core. And it talks about what it contains and what it does, what we just talked about, all the core words. So you might want to just print this out. And so here's download a document with a month by month word list for levels 1 and 2. And here are the symbol charts. So based on what your student is using, whether it's Cough Drop or LAMP or Word Power 60 Basic or Unity or a blank grid, you can print them out right here. I hope that helps. Okay, and then I'm going to stop share for a second and I'm going to go back into the school year of core. Let's hope this is August. It is. Okay, great. So let me just show you a little bit of what it looks like. We have a Wordle that we talk about. Our activity packets are by weeks 1 through 4. So week 1, all in one packet, will be all of the words for week 1, like bye, hi, help, and me. Hi. Let's go down further. It has the symbol charts, and let me open up a week 1 packet. So for week 1, here's an example of an activity packet. So let's say you want to focus on the word. I'm going to go down to hi, but I just want to show you what is in and how it's organized. So first, we say that it's for educators, related service providers, parents. We have our strategy of the month, and we have a little tutorial if you'd like to see that. We talk about the ways that we can use the word, and we give examples, and we highlight the word. So when Molly talked about the way, the reasons we use and how we use communication functions, we use bye socially for closing, or we might say goodbye to a toy. For educators, we talk about routines and schedules, like how can we integrate these core words into a daily routine? So we could use the word bye to say goodbye to a toy, or after lunch, leave the table and say goodbye. Circle time, indicate goodbye when a student leaves the circle or is ready to go home. Leaving for the bus, leaving to go in community outings. Then we talk about the section of play, which we'll be getting into. Students can use their talkers to say bye to others at the end of the day, bye to their toy once recess is over. So again, during all these different activities during the day, we want to give you ways to use that word bye. Reading, we can, it's a great way to say hi and bye to the characters on the page. And not only that, we have lots and lots of books about the word goodbye. And you can just click on those and it opens up to the book. Social interaction and video modeling, we talk about how to really focus on the word bye, and we give ideas. So this could be, printed out for a classroom. It could be cut up and given to different people in the classroom for things that they would choose to do. Oh, today during social interactions or today during recess, I want to do this. So anyway, it's however you want to use it. And there are a few video modeling ideas on YouTube and an idea for a communication board. We also talk about sensory motor. Again, our students who learn differently and who really benefit from the tactile kinesthetic, playing hide and seek, goodbye, or using a mirror to say hi and bye. Here's some structured activities. I don't know what that was. Talk about when to say goodbye, consider a discussion on how we say goodbye at the end of the day, and how we leave a video meeting. That was during, and now we have my favorite part, the videos, music, and animated shorts. We have different songs, and for older students, we have the Beatles, Hello and Goodbye. An art or science activity. We talk about like, oh, you can make sock puppets, and there's a video explanation on how to use and how to create sock puppets. Also a hello and goodbye window. We also talk about the use of apps or other technology that you could use. And for this one, I talked about the Pictello app. And you could take pictures of all the students in the class or group and say goodbye, plus the name of the students as you were sort of getting to know each other. And everybody could read the story, maybe at the end of the class, and the same could be true for hello. So if you use the Pictello app and you just take the pictures, hello, John, hello, Sadie. And then we talk about the use of a word wall, where you could add, we're going to be talking about word wall in a different way with different slides. So hopefully I haven't lost you all. How are you doing so far? What do you think of the overwhelming activity packet? Any questions on the activity packet?
Yeah.
Not yet, okay. So we sort of touched upon this, the communication function of, so we talk about the activity packets in terms of sections. So if we use the word stop, what are ways that we could integrate the word stop in a classroom? We could request and say, let's stop, please, or protest, stop it, or get help, help me stop this. But as teachers and as educators, it helps to learn that there are so many ways to use the word stop. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You could direct actions, answer questions. Yes, I want to stop. Share information. Tell on someone, she stopped working. Negotiate that. If you stop, I will help. So there are many ways, as you can see, to use the word stop. And it sort of opens your mind. Next is routines and schedules. And for this example, we use the word wash. I think we have some questions in the chat.
Not yet. We got
Okay.
some positive feedback. Davey said very useful. It's a great resource.
Oh, great. Thank you, Dewi. I knew you were my friend. So routines and schedules. Together with students, adults can check a visual schedule of when to wash hands. And then adults can model wash in context. You are washing, good job washing. So we really go through like step by step how you can help with, integrating the word wash. Circle, students can indicate that it's time to wash hands before circle. So, and meal times, students can indicate that it's time to wash hands before or after they eat. You can do a first and then, first we wash hands, then we eat. I mean, there's so many ways.
Oh, we did get a question.
Oh, yes.
I was at another session which did not offer much sounds. I was here, but oh, I think it's a logistical question. Hang on, I'm gonna message this person individually. I think they just don't have sound on there.
Oh, okay. But you have sound here.
Can everybody else hear okay? Yes.
Yes, okay. So now let's talk about the word clean. So routines and schedules, washing hands, we talked about washing toys, laundry, cleaning the AAC devices. This is really something that is helpful. Adults can assist your students with cleaning their device because sometimes, as we know, the devices come in and they definitely could use a good washing. So that's a way to integrate the word clean. And after recess, adults can provide, it's a great opportunity for talking about like clean hands, let's wash them. And here's another during play, during water play, they can wash the toys, recess, as we said, the first and then, and there's an image of a first and then image or document that you could print out for first and then if you'd like that, that's included. So in the section of play, let's talk about the word go. It's so easy to incorporate that during vehicles, during baby play, like go to sleep, go home, go in the bath, go get dressed, earning a break. You can go on break and you can go get something to play with, computer time. The students might be sitting and needing help. The adult can model, go get help. Pretend to be a train, go and stop. Anyway, there's so many more things. It's just a few things, but just ways to help. Sticking with the word clean, reading, there's cleanup, there's Harry the Dirty Dog, which everyone loves. There's a wash your hands, Nuffle Bunny. I love that. Love the Nuffle Bunny, how he puts the Nuffle Bunny in the washer, cleans it because it's dirty. So you can just talk about, well, why did they put the Nuffle Bunny in the wash? It just great. And just so many more. Social interaction, the word help. Really important. There are a few videos here about asking help, and I know many of our students learn from video modeling. So these are actually students who are asking for help. There's also a social story that you can link to. Just talking about writing a social story when students need help and have students read it over and over when they're calm before an activity. I can ask for help. You start out with the end in mind. I like to ask for help when I blah, blah. I need help when I blah, blah, blah. So-and-so helps me. This person helps me. So you're creating a social story. At the same time, you're focusing on the word help. So lots of ways. You're already doing all of this. It's just targeting the core word and really feeling good at the end of a week or a day and saying like, wow, I am focusing on specific words with my students, because many of us as educators, teachers, SLPs, the like, at the end of the day, I feel like, what did I really do? And, and that is very demotivating and that's very deflating. And ever since I created this, I really work differently now, and I don't work any harder than I worked before, but I just work a little differently, and I'm more focused on specific core words, and it gives me a different sense of a satisfaction because I feel like I've achieved something. And I think many of us feel overwhelmed. And when you have like a route or a path that you're going on, and you're doing something and you're achieving it, it feels good, and everybody deserves that, especially all of you. Elisa, who's not here today, one of the co-creators, she got the word awesome because she's an awesome person. You're all awesome out there, by the way. You're awesome for being here today and for doing what you're doing. But there's a video modeling opportunity about giving a compliment, and she had some ideas. Students can use awesome to compliment their friends, and students can use awesome as a comment to a friend. And you could even do like oh, sorry,
Someone said an awesome lesson.
an awesome lesson. Perfect. Love it. You know, you could do like, I love predictable chart writing. I love that. Like, so-and-so is awesome because like, so, you know, anyway, it's fun. So sensory motor, let's go back to the word go. You know, something that's fun is to make homemade goop, and there's a, you know, here's a little recipe and everything. Now, as they mix it up, we can model go and stop while they're stirring. And everybody loves goop, and they can go and stop with a goop. And also playing with balls, very popular activity during gross motor. Go back, go kick, go throw, go catch, 1, 2, 3, go. So many ways to incorporate the word go in a sensory motor activity. Go and stop. Okay. Well, Elisa's so awesome that she just came up with a structured activity for awesome that I thought of too. You know, we started thinking the same, the three of us. And by the way, this is just, we never met each other in person the whole time that we created this. And I've never to this day met Beth in person. I never met her. We did this all through the pandemic. We spent hours and hours on the phone. And I only met Elisa last, over the summer. I met her for the first time, and we just stared at each other. We were like, you're real, you're a real person. But anyway, just many ways that adults can talk about practicing awesome by watching short clips of videos, someone doing gymnastics, a video of someone doing art. So you could even jump on awesome. What's another word for awesome? Great, good, wonderful, you know. Anyway, and there are a few videos here about the word awesome. Let's take another word, a descriptor. We've been talking a lot about verbs and descriptors, but videos, music, and animated shorts. The happy, of course, lots of songs. There are a few, there's one video of Kermit and Elmo discussing happy and sad, which is super cute. I love it. There's happy if you're happy and you know it. And for older students, the Pharrell Williams happy song is great. This lesson I wanted to include because it was created by a teacher and I love it. So we talked about the word clean, and she came up and she found these great crafts that, and you just, a paper cup hanging seeding wing planter. So, and then they can wash their hands or clean up after they create it, but it's just a great activity. There's another science activity for growing germs. And they used an apple handled by somebody who doesn't wash their hands. And so all of these, the directions are there. This is really cute. Freddie the fish was a happy fish until he decided to travel upstream. And he went into a polluted environment. So this Freddie the fish and water pollution, you can talk about the importance of clean water. And then there's, you know, making, turn dirty water into clean water. It's an activity that, you know, you can turn the jar and you can watch the dirt fall and seeing it become clean. So just a very visual thing, but also, you know, great for a variety of students. And then the use of apps or other technology. There's Peppy Bath, Ella's hand washing adventure, and My Little Car Wash. But I'm sure there's so many more. Positive. Any questions in the chat so far? Okay, a word wall. It could be anything you want it to be. I recommend watching Caroline Musselwhite talk about a word wall. I've always had dreams of having a word wall. It's just, the way they do it is going, having a whole alphabet and a method of categorizing your core words into the word wall by the letter that it begins with. So another way of posting your core words in the classroom, really, really helpful, helpful for literacy and just overall visual. So we did review the August packet, so I can move on from there. And I want to thank Carol Zangari. She's an amazing person. I don't know where she gets her energy and strength, but she really helped us. And she's a wonderful person. And she is the owner and the person who runs the Practical AAC website. Any questions? Because we're going to be going into a different way of presenting our sessions for older students. How are we doing for time? 15 minutes. Okay, we're quiet. So introducing SYOC 2.0. We have created resources for older students by a team of my 4 student interns who are now full-fledged SLPs. Lindsay Doherty, who works in San Francisco and could not be here today. Jadine Volusia, who is an SLP in Oakland, and Christelle and Joseph, who are in Redwood City. So we loved how the resources were for younger students, but we found that they were not for older students. And this is a population that is often left out, honestly, forgotten, especially, I work in a transition program, the program at Balboa, and I also work at Mission. And we wanted to take our resources and present them differently. And I would love your feedback and to see what you think. The way we did these could also be done for the younger kids. It's just the way we organize them. And we did them in a Google Slides format. So here we go. So the school year of core, we separated the words. We included level 1 and level 2 into our lessons. And we took the first 2 weeks of every month. And we had a theme for every month. So, and we had a strategy of the month, which of course was aided language stimulation. So our theme, we're going to go through our lesson. Our theme was welcome back, greetings, summer reflections, and about me. And so these lessons would be appropriate for older elementary, like 5th grade through transition, I think. So we talk about the strategy of the month, and we have symbol charts. And we start with a would you rather question to sort of entice them. Would you rather spend your summer vacation by the ocean or desert? I don't know, maybe you guys want to, chime in. What about you? But it's sort of an icebreaker. We have an icebreaker in all of our lessons. What do we have in the chat?
Oceans.
Ocean.
Oceans. Overwhelmingly ocean.
Okay. So we also have a national day. We have 2 national days that we incorporate in our lessons. So we picked and chose which ones we liked. And we didn't have a date because we didn't want to put a date in because, of course, the school year, the dates change from year to year. So we have videos and what is special about Friends, and when you're with a friend, how do you feel? We also wanted to tap into the social emotional learning piece, very important. Since COVID especially, social skills, talking about friends, what's a friend, what isn't a friend, how do you feel? So that's, we do not want to play that. Oh, we don't want to play that either. Okay, hopefully that's not playing in the background. We also wanted to talk about reflection. So Carol Zangari said to us in our lessons, she saw our lessons and she said, rating scales are very popular with older kids. So it's good to get their feedback about different activities. So, you know, and I know you're going to have a feedback form today too. So it's good to, you know, have equity and have everybody weigh in. Like, did you like it? Did you, was it okay? Was it not okay? This is a particularly awesome slide, and this is from Gloria Soto and Dr. Rice. And it's a tell us a story. So you can import any picture you want, and you could ask the question like, it could be a picture about everybody's summer vacation. So you could have everybody in your class send you a picture. You can import that into your Google Slides lesson. Where were you? What did you like? What did you do? So that could be sort of a very, a very robust lesson for you. You could spend a lot of time on this. You could take a group photo. There's so many things you could do in this. We start out with some jokes. We also, for speech therapists or teachers of the visually impaired, anybody who is working with a student with an IEP objective, we always, if I copy these lessons for my groups or my students, and I insert their name in a goal. And so every time I start a lesson, I review their goals with them. I think it's important for them to really be cognizant of what they're working on, and it's really helped. So we have a welcome back slide. So it's the same fireworks session every time. And, sometimes for kids who may be hypotonic or somebody who needs something to wake them up, some kids hate the fireworks. So, but most, I'd say 95% of the kids really love it. And they want to do it every time, even though they've seen it once already during the week. They want to see it again. So during weeks 1 and 2, we separate level 1 and level 2. And we have 2 people with our thinking bubble of the words. Level 1, here's level 2. And here's our lesson. So we're sorry to see you. Welcome back. We're talking about, let's say hi to each other and wave hello. And then how are you feeling? And then we have this little movable square where we can, talk about how they're feeling. Tell your friends, I feel blank because, and so on. And this can be adapted to your students. What did you do over the weekend? This was created in Cough Drop. If you see your students at the end of the week, what do you want to do this weekend? You could change that. Who do you want to say hi to today? And this could be a group lesson. This could be that structured activity. There's a book on Tar Heel Reader. Let's do different ways of greetings. We have lots of songs. I hope I don't have to. Okay, I'm going to escape. 5 minutes? Okay. All right, so 5 minutes, and I should ask, there should be questions. Okay, my summer, things I did inside, things I did outside. Do you like spending more time inside or outside? So we have an animated short here. We don't want to do Simon's. I love Simon's Cat, but
Yeah, same.
so anyway, let's scroll down to the end of our lesson. I love animated shorts. It's a great opportunity to have the students comment on things. There's usually just music playing, and it's just great. We incorporate stop. You've done an incredible job. Now it's time to stop working. When I stop to take a break, I like to, anyway. In the slides, you will find a Padlet to bilingual research on, yes, okay. So this is amazing. I hope I'm going to be able to get back to my slide. But this is incredible. So please check this out. It has a lot of school year core resources for monolingual SLPs. The directions are in English and the resources are in Spanish. Very, very cool. I feel so blessed to be working with Grace Soto. She's incredible. Yeah. So let me try to get back to my presentation. Again, this is the way you find our resources. And I want to thank Jane Odom. She passed away very sadly a few months ago. She was very supportive of our project, and she worked on the AC Language Lab, which is through Saltillo. But we just want to thank you. And now we open it up to questions. Or comments, whatever you'd like to do. Thank you for coming. I hope that you email us if you have any questions. You reach out to us if you have ideas or ways that you would like to modify it, or if you would like us to go into your classroom and help you modify the resources. There are so many resources in this. It can be overwhelming. I really think the visual of the symbol charts is very helpful. I think I would start there. And I would just, take what you want and leave the rest. We have 3 minutes left.
Mrs. A said she wanted to express her gratitude. Yeah.
Oh,
hopefully it's
thank
useful.
you. We hope you use it. Can you guys think of any ways that you could help each other? Just shout out like ways that you think you could use the SYOC in your classroom. I know it's a long day and you probably have somewhere else to be, but thank you for coming. It's been my pleasure, our pleasure.
Thank you.
Please reach out.
Yeah, way to go, Michaela. Woo.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Molly, Nicole, and Jamie for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing yourself. It's great to see
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sit in.